Tonight, I'm not here to warn you about what's coming. I'm here to tell you what's already happened. You missed the coup while you were distracted, cheering for Trump's return, thinking the world was saved, while you were maybe arguing about pride flags online and gas prices. They took the cities, they took the schools, and they took the ballots a few years ago, and they're probably going to do it again. And just so you know, it's raining torrential downpour, so that's why I have the nerdy headset on. But right now, one of the most radical socialist Islamist candidates in American history is on the verge of running New York City. Let me post it up here. Andrew Cuomo, yes, the disgraced governor, he just bowed out and conceded to Zohran Mamdani, I think is his name. This guy isn't just a Democrat. He's a DSA-endorsed socialist, Palestinian activist, and self-proclaimed radical, a progressive. And, he's leading the New York City Democratic mayoral primary. This is not a what-if video. This is a freaking mission briefing, and you need to pay attention, okay? Now, here's what happened. Cuomo led early, okay? And he had name recognition, funding, establishment clout, but Mamdani surged with over 428,000 votes compared to Cuomo's 358,000, or Cuomo. He organized college kids, first-time voters, and radical activists. They're full in New York anyway. He flipped Crown Heights and parts of Queens. One report showed white liberal organizers intentionally focus on immigrant neighborhoods to flood the vote. This is the playbook, man. The entire playbook. Rules for radicals, right? It wasn't local. It was ideological. It was an ideological insurgency. You got New York City turning into an open-air Marxist think tank. Every major institution, you're talking NYU, Columbia, public schools, they've been pumping this into the bloodstream for decades, okay? And the worst part is that people didn't even know what they were voting for. Check this out. Google Trends shows that after the polls closed, people in New York City started searching, what is socialism? You voted for a freaking virus. Then ask what it was. Absolutely cooked. Trump had something to say about it. He said, I have an idea for the Democrats to bring them back into play after years of being left out in the cold, including suffering one of the greatest losses in history, the 2024 presidential election. He says the Democrats should nominate low IQ candidate Jasmine Crockett for president, and AOC +3 should be respectively vice president, and 3 high-level members of cabinet added together with our future communist mayor of New York City, Zohran Mamdani, in our country is really screwed. He's not joking, okay? Here's a video of Mamdani here.
How many more New Yorkers are not charged? Do you believe in the First Amendment? Do you believe in the First Amendment, Tom Homan? How many more New Yorkers will the judge have targeted?
He's going after Tom Homan. Tom Homan has some words for him. Check it out.
How do you intend to deal with that? Because I would guess there are going to be a lot of criminals and Iranian cells and whatnot in New York City. The job's not done there. What do you say to this guy?
Good luck with that. Federal law trumps him every day, every hour of every minute. We're going to be in New York City. Matter of fact, because it's a sanctuary city, President Trump made it clear a week and a half ago. We're going to double down and triple down on sanctuary cities. If we can't arrest a bad guy in a county jail, one agent arresting one bad guy, they release him in the streets like New York does every day. We got to send a whole team to look for this guy. And not only that, we're going to send additional teams to look for all the people they arrest. We're going to concentrate in sanctuary cities because we know they're releasing public safety threats and national security threats back to the street. So we know we got a problem there. So we don't have that problem in Florida where most sheriffs work for us. So we're going to double up and triple up on New York. And not only are we going to send more agents to the neighborhood, we're going to increase worksite enforcement tenfold. If we can't arrest them in the jail, you're going to force them in the neighborhood, then we'll find them in the neighborhood. If we can't find them in the neighborhood, we'll find them at the worksite. So
what I like is he's basically putting out the open air threat, man. You want to play around, we will saturate your freaking city with ICE agents. We will be running the show there. But it ain't just socialism, guys. There's a parallel structure being built. Basically, an Islamic structure. Now, let me show you what's going down. There's a report that just dropped, I think a month ago, that 400 acres outside of Dallas, Texas, being developed into a self-governing Muslim city. We're talking about Sharia-based, not U.S. law. There's going to be shops housing a mosque, basically their own community. 1,000+ homes, and the developers outright said it's about cultural independence. These are also popping up, I think, in Austin as well as some other places, right? Now, check this out.
Muslim community is set to be built just northeast of Dallas, and it's causing major political clash among some North Texans, among developers and state leaders, in fact, as well. So the proposition for the community near Josephine, Texas. Today, the Collin County commissioners got together, hosted a public hearing. They got together to talk about the project. Nicole Nielsen was there to listen in. She's live for us. So what'd they talk about? Tell us what you heard.
Doug, if you can believe it, this meeting is actually still going on. It started at 1:30 this afternoon. So really, what didn't they talk about? Community members really going to the podium and discussing their concern about the development, going against the Fair Housing Act, and really going against anybody who isn't Muslim from living there.
You want to say that we are against inclusion because we speak against this, but that is exactly what a community like this is against. Why else would they want their own community? What is the purpose of them having their own community?
Sharia law is so far away from our Constitution of our protecting our inalienable rights and our freedom of speech that it is totally incongruent with anything that we can allow.
Now, for context, this project is called Epic City because it's being led by the East Plato Islamic Center, which is one of North Texas's largest mosques.
So these will be popping up everywhere. In LA, public forums are already being held that quote Islamic clerics and refer to Western law as temporary. You think this is paranoia? France is already lost, man. Sweden's gone. London, laughable. And now they're laying down the foundation right here in red state America. They don't need tanks, man. They don't need guns. They just need land, ballots, and weak men. We need men to start running for these offices. This is what I've been saying for freaking 6 years now. Time and time again, the left take over these cities because men will not stand up. They will not speak out. They will not run for these different positions or become a school teacher. Become a leader of your community. People just won't do it. They won't stand up. They'll just sit here, talk trash to other patriots online, and that's it. They won't even talk trash to leftists. They'll talk shit to the other patriots. They'll say, why are you got a business? Right? You want another layer. In California, law enforcement just found an Iranian missile stashed under a freaking house. Yeah, military grade near LA, on American soil. And how did it get there? How long has it been there? Nobody knows. Nobody's answering the question, and mainstream media is completely silent. Check it out.
Whoever is around there, they're asking them to get out. Yeah, you're gonna be the PIO? Are you the?
No, I'm the captain.
Are you the captain? Yeah. All right, just any information you guys can share. Oh, okay. There it is. Ahí está.
Ahí está. Yeah, okay. Ahí está uno allá, lo dejó, lo vieron adentro. Se parece una cosa que es military grade, you know. Los socios trabajando por hacer la bomba squad para quitarlo.
Lo van a quitar.
Yeah.
So they're gonna remove it.
Estamos y nos vamos.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right, so it's not a live one?
We don't know.
Oh, no?
Yeah, we always err on the side of caution.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Nunca sabes hasta que sabes.
And how was it found?
The new owner moved in.
Oh, the new owner moved in. Was it like underneath the house?
It was like underneath a stairwell. Yeah.
Underneath the stairwell.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
In the backyard.
Oh, okay.
So they're looking at it. So they looked at it. So we'll see if it's a training thing or not. But we always err on the side of caution, just not only for our sake, but for the community.
Thank you, officer. Thank you for the info. Okay.
Listen, man, you buy a new house and you move in and there's freaking Iranian ordnance under the steps. No one's talking about this. That's how I know it's real. That's how I know it's a live round, because if it was just a dummy round, you'd heard about that, right? Now combine this with the amount of freaking border crossing terrorists right now the video yesterday I did where I talked about the Iranian sleeper cells here, and also the simulated bioterror rehearsal happening right now, the lead up to July 4th. Well, it didn't happen right now, but it was actually in 2024. It's modeled by the Johns Hopkins, the same group that ran Event 201. You remember that before the coup? What are they simulating? Biological attacks on U.S. cities, pathogen release during public holidays. This is it, 2024. This thing talks about, and let me just say that history tells us that whenever they run a simulation, it's not long before it turns real, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Now, this is coming for July 4th weekend, a bioterror attack. So be prepared because it's probably coming down range. Now, let me tell you how this works, man. They took over the university. They've done that, filled them with activists, professors. Tell 18-year-old kids that America's evil, masculinity is toxic, and Marx was a misunderstood genius. Step 2, flood major cities with ideology, progressive, socialist, anti-Christian, anti-Western ideologies. Flood it with new people that go out and actually do things. They run for county council and stuff like that. Then you inject religious parallel systems, Islamic law, safe spaces for Sharia, prayer-friendly zoning, all of it, while you're arguing about freaking gas stoves or whatever the distraction of the week is, whether it's freaking P. Diddy or what have you. Now, here's the kicker. There's a post going viral right now that says college-educated voters overwhelmingly picked Mamdani. Those without degrees voted for Cuomo. Translation, people will say, oh, it's because the dumb people voted for. No, it's because universities are no longer education. They are indoctrination camps. You're sending your kids to a boot camp for the other side when you send them to college. They're not going to go make a ton of money and what have you. That's all a lie. They'll go get a freaking minimum wage job. But the thing is, or if they can even find a job, they're going to be indoctrinated, and then they're going to get in these positions, county council. They'll be proactive in getting these things, right? You thought January 6th, the coup, they called it, right? That was a freaking theater, man. That was made up by Nancy Pelosi. This is how real coups happen. Phase 1, cultural sabotage, destroy the family, promote gender chaos, erase history, and shame faith. We talked about this for years. Okay, done. It's already happened. What's his name? Yesmanov. I forget his name. Anyway, then you phase 2, institutional capture. Take over the schools, the courts, the media, the military. They done that. Pete Hegseth's trying to fix the military, but who knows? We have a lot of those type of individuals in there now in leadership positions. I mean, he's whittling them out, but will he be able to do it and totally resurrect it before the next election? Ballot supremacy. Flood blue cities with radicalized voters, destroy voter ID, and label anyone who resists a threat to democracy. That's exactly where we are. Now, I think the big, beautiful bill discusses that the voting fraud part, but we'll see. We'll see if that gets passed, that section of it. They may remove it. They didn't need to fire a shot, man. A lot of people always talk about that. When are Patriots going to stand? They don't need to. You don't need to fire a shot to take over the world. They made people sleep while they rewrote the freaking rules. If you're not going to go out and become an advocate for America, you're not going to be the one whenever the freaking, when it all pops off either. Okay. So now what? We can't sit around whining saying this is over, because here's the thing. They may have infiltrated the system, but they haven't touched the spirit of the remnant. Okay. Build your inner circle, tight, prepared, loyal. Move your money into assets, hard goods, hard skills, and networks that don't depend on the government. Get out of enemy-held cities if you can. And if you can't, become a gray man with teeth. We got Volume 1 and Volume 2 of the Gray Man Protocol. You better pick it up now and start studying it now. It's not something you read once the chaos breaks. You do it right now. Stop funding the enemy. That means schools, apps, media, brands, and elections. I torched a guy yesterday because he said something about, oh, you're just running a company. I think because I was promoting the creatine. You're just trying to make money. Shouldn't the Patriots be the ones making the money? You don't say a damn thing when the leftists are. Leftists don't sit around criticizing leftist businesses. They support them. But a patriot, Shame on you for running a company, patriot. Shame on you. Leftists, that's why they keep booming. They keep booming because they support each other. Patriots are the first ones to tear each other down. First ones. And don't be a small business. I've learned that. I've learned the mistake of the world is being a patriotic, America-loving, freedom-loving small business owner. Because the majority of the patriots are pissed off you're running a small business. They would rather go spend their money with leftist companies. They won't say a damn thing about that. You don't see them promoting, why are you selling Nikes? You don't hear them saying that. Get strong physically and mentally, spiritually. Because the next phase won't be balance. It'll be boots, guys. It'll be boots. Now, this is the Black Scout way. We don't complain, man. We prepare. We don't beg for mercy. We train for impact. And we sure as hell don't outsource freedom to anyone else. Okay? If you think the Trump win was the cure-all, you're already off the battlefield. One man cannot save you. He's a tool in the fight, but this war is spiritual, it's ideological, and most importantly, it's generational. The coup's already happened. Now it's time for the counteroffensive. Now, I do want to mention something too that I just thought was bizarre. Brian Johnson, the Liver King, he's openly threatened to fight Joe Rogan, and he'd been arrested in Austin. I think he got released a few hours ago, but he was arrested in Austin. I think that's where he's at. Went to go look for Joe Rogan. For terroristic threats. He went down there with his family to go fight Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's a black belt in Taekwondo and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Liver King, obviously, juiced to the gills, but I don't know if he has any combat experience. You know what I mean? Combat sports experience. Anyway, one thing else I do want to mention, because it's been a long time coming, and if you watched my bug out bag video, you probably saw it. But we have the Ghost Rig now live on the site. It went live earlier today. They're almost sold out, by the way, because they've been moving. But the Ghost Rig is the chest rig I designed, low profile. It's elastic. You wear it high on your chest, not like a belly rig like you see a lot of these people running chest rigs, right? You wear this thing up here, like high on your chest. But you've got room for mags, additional pockets. I've got smoke in here. You see I got some medical stuff there, radio, tourniquet, the BSS Tactical Light there. You got to have that tack light. Dang, I don't know if you heard that thunder. It's got a small E&E pouch on here so you can rip this away. You can put survival gear in here, things like a compass, Sparklight fire starter that we sell. Sparklight's American-made product, great product. I've been using those guys for years. Military survival kit. Put a whistle on here, and just have your survival gear, some cash in here. That way, this pouch actually rips off, so you can rip this part off. And if you got to dump everything, you got your survival gear. Or you can just put lickies and chewies in there. Okay, pogey bait. Lickies and chewies is gummies and hard candy. If you didn't know, keep you some sugar rush while you're on the move. But anyway, you can put escape and evasion equipment in there, survival kit, and so on. It's live today, the Ghost Rig. Very excited about it. Now, this is not going to be a mainstay product. This is just a product I wanted to put out some units because I know a lot of people, after they've seen mine, they wanted it. I designed it for myself, but after a lot of people asked me for it, I made a few up to provide for you guys. It can roll up, put inside your go bag, your vehicle kit, and it's very lightweight and elastic. It hugs the body very well, so you can wear it under a flannel shirt, a jacket, things like that. Keep it covert, zip it up, have it right there, and it's going to sit like right here. So it's not going to be like those chest rigs you wear around your belly. Chest rigs are worn on the chest, high on the chest. So, and it's fully adjustable. You can adjust it out to your size and so on. Make sure you go pick up one so you're not emailing me tomorrow asking me, hey man, where'd that Ghost Rig go? They're sold out. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe, comment below, right? Let me know if you're in one of these cities. I want to know if you're in one of these Marxist takeover cities, what it's looking like over there. And as always, we're going to stay frosty, stay strapped, always stay dangerous. Take care.
2, 3. 4, 2.